Welcome back to another episode of the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast. Corey Jason, John Pauline, bringing you some duo action for this. Dylan and Ben not available. They're working, doing some of their own stuff, getting that bread. But John and I are going to be able to handle this. And you know what? It's a holiday, not Memorial Day, Angel Hernandez retirement day. John, baseball is saved? Question mark.
I don't know if it's saved, but I mean, when I saw that it was announced that he's retiring, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like a meme. I had to like a meme. I had to double
Yeah,
check to
like
make sure it
MLB
was.
Facts Sports or something.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking. I'm like, this can't be real. I'm like, I had to double check, and it is. You know,
It's very good. It's really good for the
it's.
sport.
I mean, see less bad calls, but I feel like now, even with him gone, there's going to be no shortage of bad calls. You saw the White Sox. Was it they playing the Orioles? White Sox Orioles game?
That one's tough because it didn't need to be called, but by the
No.
letter of the rule, it was the right call.
Yeah, but I think this is where you use your discretion as an ump. You don't want
Yeah,
to change the game too much.
like he didn't actually affect the play.
Yeah. And they already called the infield fly, but it is what it is. But I mean, I feel like there's gonna be no shortage of bad calls, but this is a big step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yes.
I just wonder how he's going to perceived. How will history view Angel Hernandez?
I mean, the way the umps are going now, I mean, he might go down as like a half decent ump with with how I'm seeing some of the stuff now.
Joe
But
West came out and said, believe it or not, he was a great one.
so
But Joe West is old, and who knows if his faculties are about him.
it's true.
Especially it makes me question that when he says something like this.
But I mean, to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit, I mean, how many? I mean, like he's umped a lot of games, Hernandez. Like, I mean, these umps they ump a lot of games, and mistakes
They happen, but like
and it's just
too
that
often for him.
yeah, he made more mistakes, and probably more blatant ones and controversial ones than most umpires do. But I mean,
Always inserted himself into the
yeah,
game.
but
Always.
so I mean, he
You know,
could have been worse.
he umpired his first game. He came up in 1991 as a call up. Really didn't stick in the MLB until 1993. Retiring now, over 30 years of umpiring. Says he wanted to spend more time with his family. I don't believe it. I think he was ultimately forced out. There's been talk about him getting, a buyout from baseball for the last couple of weeks. They were working on a settlement with him to just get him away. And good riddance. Just, I'm sure growing up and even now, you memorable moments of Angel Hernandez just doing Angel Hernandez things to the
I
Phillies.
I mean, you've been seeing a lot of highlight reels of him on social media.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things I've seen from this whole retirement is that he actually thought he was signing an extension, but was too blind to see what it was.
Did you see that they were on all the Angel Hernandez posts? They're spamming LASIK eye surgery ads in the
Yes, I saw that.
comments.
Yeah, I did
That's-
see that. That's really, really funny.
yeah,
Just good riddance. I hope we never hear from him again.
but it's sad in a way. I mean, someone who's been kind of a fixture in baseball for so long, leaving, even if he was bad,
He was
you kind of
definitely,
miss it in a way.
I mean, I guess iconic,
Yeah,
but because iconic doesn't always mean good. He was infamous.
yeah. But sometimes that makes the game, the sport a little more fun.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely does. I don't know. I'm just glad he's gone. But somebody else who's gone, Ronald Acuna Jr., tore his ACL in his left knee, out for the year. And, you know, Phillies are leading the NL East. Is this division wrapped? Is it over?
I mean, Honestly, well, I mean, first off, I mean, never want to see a player go down
No.
with an injury ever, especially someone who's as good as Acuna. I mean, it's like just it's never good. Not good for the game, not good for baseball. But I mean, you're looking at like the injuries right now and who's hurt. I mean, like in the NL East, like the Marlins are pretty much. I think you can probably pretty much count them out. They're done. Nationals, they're done because they're rebuilding, but they're going to be good. They're going to be good in a couple of years, but they're pretty much out. I mean, the Mets. I mean, you want to say kind of a dark horse playoff team there. I mean, probably a wild card. I don't see them winning the division at all.
So we've gotten rid of 3 teams,
Yeah,
chucked them out of the division race, down to the Phillies and the Braves. Are
not,
the
not
Braves
yeah.
done?
Well, you get to this is the interesting thing because I mean the Braves are a good team, and I think they still have like depth. I mean they lost Strider, and that hurts, but they still have other pitchers to fill in. I mean, not as good as Strider, but they're still there. And I mean, and they did good without Acuna before, but and but then you look at like who like the Phillies injuries and stuff, and who's hurt there, and then how much depth the Phillies have, and like how easy it is just for them just to fill players in and keep going. I mean, they're on a little decline now, but that's baseball, up and down, up and down. But I mean, I don't want to say it too early, but I mean, it almost looks like the Phillies might just take the division. I mean, you have two star players on your team go down like pitching wise, and then offense and defense wise, and it's just it hurts you. It hurts.
Now, who do you think Atlanta could target as a trade option, possibly as the deadline approaches? Because they won't necessarily be out of the division, but even so, with the wild card, they'll still be in the thick of it. Like we're talking about the Mets still being a viable wild card team.
Mhm.
Here's a couple names. Tell me what you think. Tommy Pham, Joe Adell. I think the Angels might look to move him.
Mhm.
On the flip side, you also have Luis Robert, who's on the injured list right now, but he's still an option. And let's not forget, Adam Duvall did sign a minor league deal with the Braves. He's in their system right now. He's on their AAA team. He's somebody who they traded for last time Acuna went down to fill that role when they
I
went on to
mean,
win the World Series.
I'm not sure like who the Braves have, like how they are like prospect wise and stuff about who if they have anyone that they can afford to give up. But I mean, you might see a call up rather than a trade. I mean, I can see them getting like Tommy Pham or something cheap or something or thing, but I think you're probably looking at a call up more than anything.
It'd be interesting, and I know you're kind of hoping, yeah, go with the inexperienced young guy, not the proven vet or the high upside, need a change of scenery player.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. The Braves aren't as scary as they have been the past few years, and it's going to be one of those wait and see games because if the Braves can tread water, who knows?
I mean, it all depends how they do without Acuna and stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, because I mean, if they're going and they're still kicking, they're still winning games and keeping it close with the Phillies, like they might be more willing to trade something that
right.
trade more away to get someone, or maybe they'll just be content with what they have. It's really hard to say.
Absolutely. It's just something that we're going to have to wait and see, and something else we're going to have to kind of monitor and see is Trey Turner. He was ahead of his 6 week, time schedule for his injury. But over the weekend, he started to feel some discomfort and a little bit of soreness and stiffness. How are we feeling? Are we scared?
I mean, there's the thing. I mean, I know in football, hamstring injuries like that's almost. I mean, I feel like it's almost a death sentence in football. Like when someone gets a hamstring injury, it's like it's almost guaranteed they're going to be almost never not play much that year at all.
And when they do come back, that explosiveness isn't there.
It's gone for that year. It's just gone, and like they're
A little
pretty much
hesitancy.
done for the season. Now with baseball, it's a little different. I mean, you obviously have a lot more games and stuff, and not everything's about running. I mean, you know, but I mean, you don't want to rush these things. I mean, he was ahead of schedule. He's a little sore in this. I mean, they shouldn't want to expedite it at all, especially with how good Edmundo Sosa has been doing filling in for Turner. I mean, he's like batting over 300. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like you don't want to, if Trey Turner comes back, it's almost like you don't want to bench Sosa to put Turner back in.
Right.
But I mean, I just don't rush it. I mean, Phillies have a lot of depth to fill in. I mean, they have a lot of guys coming up. I mean, they have Cody Clemens, they have Sosa in there. They have a lot, and I don't want to rush the injury. I mean, I'm feeling okay about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling good. I don't think they should rush it. If he's a little soreness, don't rush it. Don't. We don't want him back until he's 100%.
Which is more than fair.
Yeah.
So a big thing coming through with baseball also is how the Negro League statistics are going to be integrated into the official Major League Baseball statistics. And that also means that a couple new stat categories are going to have a new leader. So, for instance, Hall of Famer Josh Gibson, he's going to be the single season record holder for batting average. He hit 466 in 1943. Single season slugging percentage, 974 in 1937. And the OPS leader of 1.474 in 1937. Josh Gibson was somebody who was always known as a fantastic player, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's somebody who I've always heard, stories about, just learning the history of the game. And I'm happy. I think this is a great thing.
I think it's fantastic. I mean,
These,
you look.
yeah.
I mean, you look
Now,
at it. I mean, go ahead.
We do need to note that the barnstorming statistics, which came from exhibition games, that's about 40 to 60 barnstorming games where players would play just throughout the country in exhibitions. Those aren't going to be counted. So, like Josh Gibson, who people thought hit over 800 home runs in his career, isn't going to be the home run leader because a lot of those came in those barnstorming games.
Yeah.
Now, those previous records for slugging and OPS, which I said are going to Gibson, they used to be held by Barry Bonds. So Gibson's bumping Barry Bonds down, and Josh Gibson's career batting average of 372 is also going to pass Ty Cobb for the all-time lead for career batting average. Same with career OPS and slugging percentage with knockdown Babe Ruth. So some notable players that are going to have a stat hike are Willie Mays, Minnie Minoso, Larry Doby, Jackie Robinson, Josh Gibson, like I said. Just a really, really, really good thing. No asterisks, no nothing. These are official stats. They're not going to have any type of differentiator. These are the stats. These are the official, leaders. How does it make you feel? Do you think it should have been done sooner? Do you think it's coming at the right time? How accurate do you think these stats might be?
You worry about accuracy with anything that goes back, like that far. Because I mean, obviously, just matter of fact, it's just they didn't keep stats as well as we do now. I mean, obviously with computers, everything makes it easier. So you worry a little about the accuracy of the stats, but I wouldn't say they'd probably be too off with stuff. But I mean, honestly, should have probably come a little sooner. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, the only reason the Negro League was there is because of segregation. I mean, if it wasn't for that, a lot of these guys would have been playing in MLB, right? And a lot of them ended up playing in MLB. A lot of the good ones ended up playing MLBs and had great careers in MLB. So I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want to integrate the stats.
No, and I think it's an awesome thing because there's so many fun players that played there. And honestly, the Negro Leagues might have had just as good, if not some better players.
They had a lot of talent.
It wasn't a watered down league.
No.
It isn't like we're talking about the Korean League or even the Nippon League in Japan, which is also quietly becoming much, much, much more on par with Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
These were Major League caliber players playing against each other, guys that ended up having successful careers in Major League Baseball. And it's about time they get their due. I'm very excited for this. I love playing MLB The Show, the Negro League storylines, learning about these players.
I mean, they were so good. I mean, some of these guys you look at, they were just so good. So good.
Yeah, and what other sport is as so into its history as baseball is. You don't really hear about the history of the NBA as much or the history of the NFL. Like nobody cares about NFL players in 1947 or 1952. But if I asked you, who won the 1952 World Series, there's a half decent chance you'll take a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I have no clue, but you probably say
Come on, take
Yankees.
a guess. Take a guess.
Yankees? Yankees?
Is that your final answer?
White Sox?
The 1952 World Series had the Yankees beating the Dodgers.
So,
So, I mean, but if I asked you what happened in the 1919 World Series,
1919.
say it ain't so, John.
I don't know.
Making us look
I
bad.
feel like I probably know.
Say it ain't so,
It might
John.
be so.
Say it ain't so.
It might be so.
I'm giving you a hint.
I don't know.
John, come on. Man, you're out.
I wasn't alive in
I'll
1919.
say it 8 times. You're out, man. You want to eight times, 8 men, you're out. 8 men out. Shoeless Joe
Oh,
Jack.
Shoeless Joe Jackson and when the White Sox because of it was the scandal that they threw it, right? And that got him banned from baseball.
John, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little slow today.
We're gonna have to edit this part out. But
Yes.
so like baseball's history is so important. We talk about Babe Ruth with just as much reverence as we do Ken Griffey Jr. and Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time. But let's go forward with our studs and duds. My studs this week is going to be the Yankees starting rotation. John, have you been paying attention to what they've been doing?
I haven't, but I saw that they had like the lowest ERA in baseball now.
Listen, this is the last week. The Yankees played 5 games. I'm going to go through each of their 5 starters and tell you their stats for the week. Luis Gil, 1-0 in 1 game started, 1 hit in 6 2/3, 2 walks, 8 Ks. The other team was hitting 0.50 and 0.50 batting average against. No earned runs, no runs allowed. Carlos Rodon, 1-0 in his 1 start, 3 hits in 6 innings, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, a 130 batting average against. Again, no runs, no earned runs, no nothing. Marcus Stroman, 1-0 in 1 game started, 3 hits, 6 innings, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Hitters were hitting 143 against him. And again, no runs, no nothing. Nestor Cortez, 1-0 in his 1 game, 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, a 185 batting average against. 188 batting average against. No runs, no anything when he pitched. And then Clark Schmidt, 0-1 in his 1 game started, 3 hits, 5 innings, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. That's a 1.80 ERA and a 158 batting average against. So the Yankees last turned through the rotation, they gave up 1 earned run.
That's actually kind of crazy. I mean,
And they went against the Mariners and the Padres offenses. Julio Rodriguez, Fernando Tatis, Ah-Sung Kim. Great players. Luis Arias had 1 hit in the series against the Yankees, I believe.
it's tough to do. It's not like the Mariners and Padres aren't like great teams, but they're not bad teams by any
No, they're
means. And
solid playoff caliber teams.
and they have great players on their teams. So to even like do that with like your whole pitching staff, like for everyone just to have like their good stuff every single game is like just crazy. I don't know, like that's just really hard to do.
Like just think about the Phillies going through the rotation 1 full time around. Everybody pitching at least 5, mostly 6 innings, and you've only given up 1 combined run.
That's crazy.
And my dud, though, will be the Baltimore Orioles left fielder, Colton Cowser. In his last 6 games, that's 21 at-bats, 2 hits, one of them being a home run for 1 RBI. He walked once, 7 strikeouts. He's hitting a buck. He's hitting 0.95, not even a buck 95, 0.95 with a 374 OPS. An abysmal week, especially for an Orioles team that's kind of losing a little ground in the East. They're still a game and a half out, keeping, par with the Yankees, but it's fluctuating a little bit.
A long season. It's hard to stay good
Yeah.
all year.
Let's hope they fall out further.
They're not, but you can keep hoping.
I can hope.
So
What about you? Who's your stud?
So I got probably two of my favorite players in all of baseball. 2 Phillies. I got my stud Bryce Harper, who last week, 6 hits, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 4 walks. Who was, for a while he wasn't doing too great, but now like he's starting to hit again and stuff. But I mean, the Phillies are starting to struggle a bit, and part of it's because someone who was hitting really good for them is now my dud Bryson Stott with 2 hits, 1 RBI, 1 walk. He's not striking out a lot though, but it's just he's not getting the hits.
Right.
So the hits will start coming eventually, but it's just like it hurts.
It's not A-OK.
No,
He's
not
not
A-OK.
he's not living in a big blue world.
No, it's just for someone who is so good, like the weeks before, coming out off the bench, pinch hitting, and having like 2 big hits, in a game and stuff, and then to like only having 2 hits in a week from like over 20 at bats is.
It's because he knows Cody Clemens is better than him.
Cody Clemens is not. Cody Clemens is good. Bryson Stott is good too, and I think Bryson Stott is better, and he's going to be a solid player. I mean, I think he got snubbed from Gold Glove last year, in my opinion.
Now tell us about some future Gold Glovers.
Okay, well,
it's time.
It's time.
Pauline's prospect powwow.
So this week last week we did the NL Central. This week we're doing the AL Central.
Right.
I got players from every team, and there's one player that I think is going to be future Hall of Famer, next Aaron Judge.
That's big shoes to fill.
He's going to be good. I can feel it. But the first guy here, I'm gonna say the name. You can see if you can give me the team. Chase DeLauter.
Chase DeLauter. Can you spell it for me? DeLauter. Chase DeLauter. I'm gonna say he is a Tiger.
Ooh, Guardian. He is a Guardian.
That was my next guess.
Yeah, he's an outfielder for the Guardians. He's in Double-A right now. ETA is 2025. He's their first-ranked prospect, 21st ranked in the MLB's top 100. He was drafted in 2022 in the first round. He's 6'4" and he's 22, so he's a tall dude. He led the Cape Cod League in the summer of 2021 with 9 home runs and a .589 slugging percentage. He re-injured his foot after he got drafted, which delayed his debut until 2023. But he put up a .945 OPS. Well, in a Double-A, and starred in the Arizona Fall League. So he had a great comeback. He has good size, athletic. Good size for good. He has great size, and he has athleticism for his size. Good performance and plate discipline. Above average power with the whole field. So he uses the whole field when he hits. Good bat speed. He has good leverage on it. He can make hard contact, solid speed. Plays all outfield positions. He's a better fit with right field. But he has a strong arm that hit 90 miles per hour when he pitched. And sporadically in college and stuff. So, I mean, he's be a solid guy. He's batting 197 right now this year in Double-A, but hot and cold. But he's solid. Next guy, Max Clark.
Max Clark. Oh, you want me to guess where he's
Yeah,
from?
you wanna guess? Come on.
I'm going to say the Tigers.
There you go. There you go. He's a Tigers. He's in single A right now. ETA is 2026. He's only 19. He's their team's second ranked prospects, 13th in MLB's top 100. He was drafted 2023 in the first round, third overall. He helped Team USA get the gold in the 18 and under World Cup. And in 2023, he was Gatorade's National Player of the Year out of Indiana during his senior year in high school.
Hmm.
Batting .646.
That is insane.
So, and then he went through the Florida Complex League quick, made it to single A. He has plus speed, great arm strength, 97 miles per hour pitching. So he has a good eye at the plate. Might need to adjust to velocity, but good approach. He, and a quote from his thing, he's a five tool potential on
Right.
which dreams are made of.
That's pretty lofty expectations.
I mean, he's already had some high moments in, Team USA and stuff. So,
We'll see.
that experience, helps. Next guy, Caden Wallace.
Caden Wallace.
Yes.
So he could be a Royal or he could be a Twin.
Or a White Sox.
They don't have prospects.
They do.
Is he a White Sox?
No, not this one.
You threw me off. So
He's a Royal.
that's
You're
what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Royal until you tried to throw me a curveball.
Nah, Caden Wallace, he's a third baseman. He's in Double A, ETA's 2025, 2022. He's not ranked on MLB's top 100, but he's the team's second ranked prospect. He was drafted in 2022 in the second round. He made an impact his freshman year at Arkansas, tied school's freshman home run record of 14, and then he led Arkansas to a College World Series as a sophomore, and then he got drafted by the Royals later that year. His
Pretty
first pro season start at single A, single A, and then made a move, and then late move to Double A. Dipped at the higher level when he went up to Double A. But in 2023, he finished with the I can't even read my handwriting. 254 or 259 with 27 doubles, 7 triples, 13 home runs.
That's pretty
and
balanced.
84 RBIs.
That's a pretty balanced hitter right there.
Very, and he's calm at the plate, simple mechanics, compound swing, above average raw power. He's more of a gap to gap hitter. He's a natural third baseman. He is accurate, strong, plus arm, and solid base running and speed. And he's batting .282 right now in Double A. So he could be, the power hitting third baseman that the Royals have been looking for.
Yeah, pair him with Bobby Witt Jr. and you have left side of the infield that's pretty
good
great.
Defensive left side there. Now, the next one, Brooks Lee. So he's either Twins or White Sox.
Let's go White Sox.
Not White Sox, Twins. But Brooke Lee, shortstop. He's in the Florida Complex League right now. His ETA is 2024. Now, he's only in the Florida Complex League right now because of rehab. Because he was supposed to be up at AAA this year and supposed to be an early call-up for the Twins this year, but he hurt his back at the end of spring training. So he might be a call-up later on in the year, but he's batting .450 in the Florida Complex League right now on his rehab assignment. He's the second prospect on our team, MLB's 15th ranked top 100. He was drafted 2022 in the first round. He came back from a severe knee injury and stuff in 2020, put big numbers up sophomore year in 2021, and was one of the best pure college hitters going into the 2022. He was raking for Team USA and in the Cape Cod League. And after he got drafted that summer, was fast-tracked to Double A, then Triple A.
Huh.
So he switched hits. He's advanced approach to the plate, great contact skills, hard contact, doesn't sell out for power, good instincts at defense. So, I mean, he probably would have been up already if he didn't hurt his back.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty impressive.
I mean, he got like insanely fast tracked to the pros, like,
Yeah, that sounds it.
but he's so I mean, but the injuries kill you.
They
Now,
definitely hurt you.
this is the guy that I've been hyping up. This is the next Aaron Judge, future Hall of Famer.
And he's a White Sox?
He's a White Sox. He's only 18 years old. He's their 14th ranked prospect.
Hold on. Build it up, build it up, build
He's
it
a
up.
14th ranked prospect. He's only in the his ETA is 2027. He's an outfielder. He's
I
in
feel
the
like I know
Arizona
who you're talking about.
he's in the Arizona Complex League right now.
Give me his initials. I have a feeling I've heard about this guy.
GW.
It's George something, right?
George, yeah.
George like Walcott or Walcow or something.
Walco. George Walco. I think that's how you pronounce it. George Walco.
He's big. Is he 6'7", 6'8"? Like Judge?
He is in fact, I believe, 6'7". He is 6'7".
That is Judge sized.
And he's only 18, and they say he's still growing.
I don't know if that's a good sign.
That's
Like how many baseball players? Yeah, but like how many baseball players at that size are actually successful, especially
good.
as an outfielder?
You have the DH now. It's not,
Yeah, it's still a lot of wear and
DH.
tear on that big body.
Yeah, but it's Aaron Judge plays center. That's just a wear and tear position.
Aaron Judge was getting worn and torn when he played right field.
He just plays too tight. He plays. That just happens with everyone. Like they put their body on the line.
He reminds me of a younger Bryce Harper.
George Walco.
No, Judge, with the way he
Judge.
puts his body in harm's
Yeah.
way.
And Harper has problems now later on because of it. But
everybody loves Harper, though.
Everyone does. I would say a lot of people like Judge, too.
That is true. And maybe everybody will like George Walcow.
They might. I mean, now this kid, he's 18. He's projected as a likely first-round pick in 2024, but instead he reclassified for the 2023 draft, and he fell to the into the seventh round to the White Sox.
I wonder why he did that.
I don't know. I think he got like $1 million signing bonus or something, maybe, or I don't know. He signed for like $1 million. I don't remember the.
But I feel like a lot of teams would have tried taking an earlier flyer on him if he was going to be a first-round pick the next year.
Yeah, he fell surprisingly. I don't know, but he is young, and it's like a lot way out. But from the start, he impressed club officials with his maturity at 17. Briefly playing rookie ball, one of the youngest, most physical prospects in the 2023 draft class. Earns comparisons to the Yankees prospect, Spencer Jones.
That's the future Aaron Judge.
Yeah. They say, they say Wilcox, he's built like a tight end, and he's athletic for his size, has strength and leverage to produce top of the line raw power. He's still growing, plate discipline needs work. He is, slow start out of the box, average speeds. He's handles third base well, more comfortable in right field. He'll be 18 through his first full season, his first full pro season. So, but his ceiling's like super high, and I think you're going to be hearing a lot about him, when he gets closer to him, coming up. I feel like he's going to crack the MLB top 100 prospect list in no time.
Hopefully. Now, you were telling me something a little bit off before we start recording this about, was it Paul Goldschmidt?
Paul Goldschmidt, yeah. Tell
me more about that.
So, like any baseball fan, I buy baseball cards from time to time.
Right.
And, in one pack, I got this. I have it right here. To see this, probably mixed up, but it's a Paul Goldschmidt Home Run Challenge card. So what this card does, you pick a date that you think Paul Goldschmidt's going to hit a home run. And if you want, you can double down and say he's going to hit the home run over 425 feet. And if you get it, you get a special parallel card. And so
I'm still waiting on a couple parallel cards from 2 years ago.
So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to pick a date for him to hit a home run. So I have it already. I have it up on my phone, and I think if you want, I think I can share the. No, I don't think. Do I have it? I don't have it up. Actually, I have to like. There we go.
All right, but
I can put this up. I don't know if it's gonna. Here's the Cardinals schedule
all right.
coming up here. So
Let's see.
we're gonna pick a game sometime in June that we think Goldschmidt's gonna hit a home run.
Let's see.
So we can just go. Rockies, they don't have great pitching.
No, but I would have liked that to have been in Colorado.
I would too. We should have picked. I wish we would have picked him recently because I think he just blasted 2 home runs the other day
I'm gonna go Tuesday, June 18th against the Cardinals.
against the Marlins.
Yes, he's on the Cardinals.
Yeah. You know what? I think I like that. It's an evening game, 6:40 start. Now, do we double down and say he's going to hit over 425 feet? That's the question.
I'm gonna say no.
I think that's too risky. I mean, Goldschmidt's up there in age.
Why don't you pick a date and we'll come back and compare it through June.
So we're gonna go. I'm gonna lock it in for June 18th. So
Okay.
and then we'll pick it, and then we'll come back to it. Come back to it. After and see if he hit a home run.
You like that date though, huh?
I do. I like that. I like it. Like in June, again in the summer, it's like an evening,
Against the
down in
bad
Florida.
team,
It's
in
the
a
bad
dome.
team. I mean, you like it. I mean, I don't think you can get to pick a better pick than that.
No, and we will highlight that series when we get there. But for this week, let's highlight ours. For me, I'm going Padres at Kansas City later in the week. Padres are still a playoff contending team, as are the Royals, who have kind of surprised a lot of people, right? Bobby Wood Jr., Cole Reagans, pretty good team. So I'm excited to see two teams on I don't want to say similar trajectory, but in a similar, likely not going to win the division, but should be a solid wild card team, kind of spot. And I think those are two good teams that are going to really get the best out of each other in that battle.
So I'm gonna do an NL Central matchup here. I'm gonna do the Cubs at the Reds. You got the Cubs 4.5 games behind the Brewers, and the Reds 7.5 games out. So, I mean, this is kind of a must-win for the Cubs right now. And I mean, and the Reds, if they want to claw their way back up, it's a must-win for them because I mean, in division, games count for a lot at the end of the year. So, should be an exciting game. I mean, they're both really good teams.
They're both very good teams. I don't know. I think we should probably see Shota Imanaga pitch in that series, right?
Probably.
And he's been insane. We'll
Absolutely.
talk more on him, once we do a little way too early All-Star game look. Probably about a month before the All-Star game, try to decide who we would want as our, starting team, plus the pitchers. That'll be in a couple weeks. And right now, Shota Imanaga's got to be the front runner for that, right?
I would say that, and I would say almost you'd put him up there for Cy Young too.
Cy Young, Rookie of the
Year.
Everything Yamamoto was supposed to be, Imanaga is.
For like probably less than half the price.
Yeah. Like my little cousin, he's about 4 years old. Him and his dad have been getting into baseball really seriously this season. And my cousin's two favorite players are Shota Imanaga and Paul Skeens. So baseball's in good hands with some young stars getting the kids back into it.
I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Great thing to have stars like Paul Skeens coming up, who's like super popular. I mean,
I'm trying to get them to love Louis Heel, but no luck.
And then eventually, I mean, when you have a lot of these players come up with a lot of star power and stuff and everything. I mean, so it's good for the game.
Yeah, it's very good for the game. But that'll do it here for us. Corey, Jason, John, Pauline. signing off. Keep tuning in week to week. We'll have some of the best baseball coverage you can find. Check out the website at outsidersports.net. That'll let you know what rankings we have going on. Twitter's the Outsider Sports 3, YouTube, TikTok. Just search up Outsider Sports. We'll pop up. But that'll do it here. Until next time.